Welcome to what is definitely going to be an issue-prone first episode of my Tainted Grail playthrough. You know how they say third time's the charm? Well, this is my third time attempting to play through this campaign, this what is it called? This chapter of the campaign. Not because I failed, but rather because the first two were total technical disasters, and hopefully I've ironed out all those kinks. So I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to be A-okay. I've checked everything. I've checked sound. I've checked video. I've checked it all. So fingers crossed that this actually makes it to YouTube this time. And they say third time's the charm, so let's hope so. Alright, what is Tainted Grail? Well, it is a survival exploration adventure game where you are playing in the world of Arthurian legend. You are a dweller on the island of Avalon, and something has gone horribly wrong. The ancient magics that keep the even more ancient magics at bay have begun to fail. And these menhirs, which are beautifully sculpted models from Awakened Realms, they have begun to go dark. So our little town is protected by one of these statues, and it has begun to fade. It's magic that keeps the weirdness at bay. The weirdness being a twisted, dark magic that is consuming the island. It keeps it at bay, and it keeps us safe. But now our menhir has begun to go dark. And we sent off some of our brave adventurers to find a solution to this problem, but we've not heard back from them. And so I'm playing one of the second string, one of the left behinds, who is attempting to find a solution to this terrible problem that now faces the island. I believe... Yeah. So, to start this off, I'm going to go ahead and read a letter that was left behind by one of the first string adventurers who we have not heard from, and hopefully it will explain the situation a bit better than I can. My dear friend, I know your secret. I realize you're no farmer, and that you settled here to run from something. I know how it feels to be haunted by your past deeds, to leave your old life behind. I also know a fighting man when I see one, and I believe that should I fail, you are this town's second best chance. Excuse me. Know that Avalon once belonged to a twisted, immortal power. It was not a place for humans. Arthur, the once and future king, subdued this realm inch by inch. He took the Grail from the Foredwellers and used it to bring the laws of our world into this godless place. People of the village believed their menhir was raised to immortalize this. The truth is, it was created to keep these ancient powers out, to anchor Avalon to the world of mankind. Now, the menhirs go dark. The laws of nature unravel one by one. Lord Yvain secretly gathered 5 people, including me, and he leads us east to seek help in Camelot. I wanted to take you with us, but the others feared the misfortune that seems to follow in your footsteps. But if we should not return, it means our luck wasn't any better. Should the worst come to pass, I implore you, take up your arms once again and save our people. Fail, Master Huntsman of Cuanacht. So that kind of gives you a backstory of what's going on, and why a little bit of an insight into our character, who we will be playing for this campaign, at least until he dies. Erev. Erev is a farmer in Cuanacht, but he has a deep secret that he fled from, and now he is cursed. So each of the characters in Tainted Grail has both an ability and a downside, a inability. Our ability is foraging. We can spend 2 energy to gain 1 food while outside of settlements. So if we ever are running out of food, we can do a little bit of foraging to find some. but we're also cursed, which means it now costs 1 more magic when we activate menhirs. So when we figure out how to activate menhirs, it's going to cost us a magic, or more than 1 magic if it already requires a magic, in order to activate them. So, now that we've got all that out of the way, now that you have kind of an idea of what Tainted Grail is, let's go ahead and start playing. Now, Tainted Grail, you take a variety of different actions by spending the energy that you have. Each day you start with, well, barring anything unforeseen, each day you'll start with 6 energy, and then you spend it doing various tasks. So for instance, we're here in Cuanacht, and one task that we can do is we can spend 1 energy to do some chores for the townsfolk, gaining 1 reputation. However, we are limited to only doing that once per day. But let's go ahead and do that. So I decrease our energy by 1, and I gain a reputation. Reputation helps with diplomatic encounters. It helps to win people over to your side in arguments. Reputation is just a really nice thing to have because it makes you more respectable, and so people are more likely to listen to you. So it's good to have some. Alright. Oh, before I do that though, well, that will be our first action. Before I do that, let's talk about what we're actually trying to do in this chapter of our quest. So, I'll get these out of the way. I don't really have much space. Alright, I'll put them over here. So, the first part of our first chapter, place this card on top of the active quest pile, so it becomes the active quest. The time is short. The guardian menhir that has kept your town safe since the ancient days is about to go dark. Rumor has it that there's a secret druidic ritual that may help you rekindle the menhirs. You must explore the locations surrounding Cuanacht to find it. So, we're trying to find the Menhir Rites secret card. In order to do so, you must explore the locations surrounding Cuanacht. Once you have the Menhir Rites, resolve Chapter 1, Part 5, and then discard this card. We also have a hint that if this is your first game, try to return to Cuanacht at the end of this day and spend a night there to read the dream, as dreams often contain hints. So that is our active quest. We are trying to get the Menhir Rites secret card by exploring the locations around Cuanacht. Well, the first thing I'm thinking is... Alright, well first, we've already done some chores. So let's go ahead, and I see up in the Hunter's Grove, we can spend 2 energy to gather food, and it will gain 2 food, which is actually better than our foraging ability. And since we're going to need food for each day that we travel, I think it's probably a good idea to get ahead on that. So let's head up to the Hunter's Grove, spending 1 energy to move up there. And then we will spend 2 energy in order to gain 2 food. So, gain 2 food, but now we do have to draw 1 green encounter. Pretty sure I gave these decks a shuffle before we got started, but let me just real fast do that again, just in case. And now let's draw a green encounter. And we are met with a Frenzied Boar. So, the one thing I have an issue with this setup is I have no real way of doing encounters in a way that's easy for them to be seen. I'm trying to come up with a solution, but at least for the first chapter, I don't really think that it's important, because the encounters are just going to be very generic. So I'll try to keep you entertained while I resolve this by explaining what I'm doing, but I'll come up with a better solution. Maybe I'll get an actual document camera so I can just play the encounter that way. But in Tainted Grail, when you are resolving a combat encounter, and here, let me just grab my reference card just so I don't get anything wrong. Oh, that's something that is important for this encounter, and for this playthrough, this game. You're a subscriber to the channel, you've seen the videos I put out, they're generally lore related, and so this is more of a story than anything. I'm going to probably end up fudging some rules, not even on purpose, but I don't know the rules of this game that well, and if something just totally destroys me, I'll probably, walk it back, just so that we can get a story, and so that there's some good content for you guys to watch. Because otherwise, if it's just me smashing my head up against game mechanisms, that's not as enjoyable, and we won't get as much of an interesting story out of it. The whole point is that there's an interesting story. So we'll get connected to Arev as a character, we're going to explore this interesting setting, and hopefully discover some things along the way. Alright, but back to the Frenzied Boar. So, on your turn, at the beginning of the combat encounter, you will draw 3 cards. If you're playing multiplayer, it's different, but I'm just playing this solo because I've tried it multiplayer, and the downtime is just too much. So I'm hoping that solo it will be better. So I've drawn 2 defend cards and 1 careful attack card. The way that this works is you will want to connect the cards to form chains of actions by connecting special keys. So I'm just looking at the cards. So, for instance, up at the top, there's the aggression key. And because Arev has 1 in aggression, he's allowed to connect the 1 aggression key. However, if it had 2 aggression icons, then he wouldn't be able to connect it because he only has 1 aggression. Kind of makes sense. When you connect keys, it has certain effects, and also the individual cards also generally have certain effects. So, for instance, when playing Careful Attack, as I think I'm going to... Yeah. When playing Careful Attack, it will, because I connected the aggression keyword, we will deal 1 wound to the Frenzied Boar, and then we connected the free key, dealing an additional wound to the Frenzied Boar. However, if we keep it at 2 wounds, the Frenzied Boar is going to do 3 damage to us, which sounds awful, even with me preventing 1 damage. I'm thinking instead I'm going to also play a Defend card, which will prevent 2 wounds, so I will only end up taking 1 wound. And also, at the beginning of my next turn, I get to draw an additional... I get to draw an additional card. So that's what I'm going to go with. So I'm preventing 2 wounds. Unfortunately, I still take 1 wound, which is disappointing, but such is life. My Defend card prevents me from taking 2 wounds, and then, because it's now the next round, I get to draw 1 card, because I just get to draw a card, and then 1 for the Defend action. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out what's the best option. Well, it's currently at 2... Yeah, it's currently at 2 wounds. I could play Careful Planning, which would cause me to lose an energy, which would actually make me exhausted, which would be frustrating, but it'd be a good learning experience because I could then show you how exhaustion works. And it allows me to draw a card, and then I get to draw an additional card during my draw step, which I think is probably worth it. I think we're going to go with Careful Planning, honestly, because I've got Surprise Attack, which plays so well off of Careful Planning, and it will probably just kill the boar outright. Although then I'm going to take 3 damage, which I am not a fan of. So maybe that's not a good idea. If I don't play Careful Planning, and instead I simply play my Surprise Attack right now, I will do 3 damage to the boar, and then I will draw a card. Jeez, alright, this is not lining up very well for me. So I could do 3 damage to the boar, draw a card, but then the boar is going to do 3 damage to me, and I lose my Surprise Attack. That's not a devastating blow like losing the Surprise Attack, but those 3 damage, that sure is. Well, if I have to take 3 damage either way, I might as well do some Careful Planning, which will allow me, when I play it, I do lose an energy, but I also get to draw a card. Ooh, this might actually... no, that's not going to be good. Just because... Unless that would kill it. Okay, sorry, I'm just... Again, gotta look at the cards that I draw. Anyway, so, I get to draw a card. I lost an energy, but now, during the draw card step, I get to draw an additional card. I'm not sure if that's each time during the draw card step. I believe it is because it's a persistent effect. So I'm going to treat it like that, but I'll make sure to look into the rules just to make sure at some point after this video is over. Alright, what, 15 minutes? Nice, alright. So, now, do I want to play an additional card? So the boar is dealing me 3 damage currently. If I play Ignore Pain, I get to draw 2 more cards, and I would deal it 3 damage when it attacked me. And honestly, that might be the best option. Simply because... yeah, why not, right? I mean, it's going to then damage itself. Alright. Yeah, let's do that. Let's play Ignore Pain. It immediately allows me to draw 2 cards. And then the boar is now going to go. It has 2 wounds, so it's going to do 3 damage to me. 1, 2, 3. Which is absolutely devastating. It's just... God, that hurts. But for each wound that it does me, I am going to give it a wound. So, let's go ahead and give it 3 wounds. Haha. And now it's 1 away from death. So, it's now my turn. I get to draw 2 more cards. 1 for careful planning, and 1 just because I normally get to draw those cards. And now all I have to do is just do 1 damage. So I'll just do a surprise attack. I won't even draw that card because it is not necessary. I do the 6th damage. And I gain 3 food from this boar. So, thank you, boar. Here, let me just get rid of these. So I kill the boar, and its loot is 3 food. Which is really nice. I'm pretty sure that I could have ran away and just not taken any damage, but then I wouldn't have gotten 3 food. So, you know, definitely worth it. Alright, let's go ahead and put the boar at the bottom of the deck. I'll shuffle up my combat deck. And I gain that 3 food. So I'm just gonna... So I gain 3 food. Meaning... Whoops. Pretty sure I did my math right there. I had 4. Gained 3, so I should have 7. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. It's difficult. Math. Simple addition and subtraction. Okay. Oh, in order to play that careful planning, I had to go down into exhausted. I don't think I did that. Alright. Well, I'm now exhausted. I'm very sad and wounded. So I'm going to go ahead and simply end the day. And let me just go through it properly with y'all for the first time, just to make sure I get everything right. So at the end of the day, I will first rest, consuming 1 food to restore 1 terror. I'm already at 0, so I don't need to lose a terror. And then I will restore 1 heart. Then I get to restore my energy to full. Because I'm exhausted, I only gain 4 energy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Which, it doesn't put me down by that much. It's alright. And then I can advance my character by spending experience points. I have 0 experience. I can modify my dex. I don't have any experience to do that. If I'm in a location with a dream icon, which I am, we will play the dream. And then we will go to the start of the day. Now, I've got a fancy little app, which you've probably been watching this whole time. I totally forgot to set up. Whoops. Oh no. Stop. Please. What is happening? My mouse is not responding to... Oh, come on. What's happening? Wow, this is either insane lag or... Oh, my keypad is just not working for whatever reason. Alright, well that's frustrating, but... Technical issues. As I said, there's going to be a lot of technical issues. Alright, we're playing the Fall of Avalon campaign, so I'll go ahead and set that up. And now we are in the Hunter's Grove location, which is 102. 1,000 pardons for the fact that I can barely navigate. Why is this not working? One, 0, 2. Alright. And then there's a dream. If you have part 2 of the morning status, your sleep is dreamless. We do not have that status. Otherwise, read on. So I'll go ahead and let it play.
You drift off under this ochre-painted constellation into a restless sleep where you chase a young dove in the hills just outside Cuanacht. You wake early in the morning in a cold sweat with several fresh cuts. The taste of blood fills your mouth. Beside you, raw pieces of meat lay carefully wrapped in leaves.
Alright, so if you do not have the Hunter's Mark status, each character at this location gains 2 food. Alright, so get to gain 2 food. That's nice. Whoops. And then gain the Hunter's Mark. Alright, so in Tainted Grail, the campaign, you can gain various statuses on the status sheet. Here, I'll actually put it on the status sheet. Hunter's Mark is right there. And these will come up from time to time. So it'll say, if you have this status, read this paragraph. Otherwise, read this one. So it's a good way of keeping the campaign straight while still, while keeping it, while being able to be intricate. So you're able to, have all of this information kept track of in a very small amount of space. All right. I can't believe my mouse is just not working. It's really frustrating. Well, if there was going to be technical issues, I guess there had to be technical issues. All right. It's now the start of the day. We've read the dream. So we will advance Minhere's. Currently, our Minhere has 8 days. We have 8 days to fix it, but now it's gone down to 7. So we've spent one of our days wandering around the forest, going hunting, and killing boars. And so now we only have 7 days in order to save our small town. Alright, we reduce the time tracks. We will reveal the next event card. So, Exodus. Homeless vagabonds roam the roads and trails. Many hail from fishing villages further west, where the last Menhirs went dark weeks ago. Although malformed and sick, they are the lucky ones. Their tales chill you to the bone. Is this the fate that awaits your land? So we can help the refugees. Each player may spend 1 wealth or 1 food to gain 1 reputation and 1 experience. So I think that's definitely worth it. So let's go ahead and spend 1 food in order to gain 1 reputation and 1 experience. Beautiful. All right. So now we get to place 5 minus 1 per player, so 4 random events on the top of the event deck. So random events simply help to extend the chapters. So for instance, chapter 1 has 6 parts, but it has 8 days. So in order to make sure there's an event every day, we use random events, and we're supposed to put 4 on the top of the deck. So let's go ahead and do that. And now we've built the event deck. Now then, I believe that's everything we have to do. Pick active item and secret cards. Yeah, that's not use. Nope. Okay, well, good. All right, so we are here at the Hunter's Grove. I think, well, we're looking for the Minhere rights. So while we're here, we might as well explore it. So I will spend 1 effort to explore, flipping over the Hunter's Grove card. Well, normally you'd flip it over. I'm just going to use the app, but just so that you understand, the exploration is written on the back, and then it will have references to the book that comes with this game. But we're just going to use the app because it's way simpler and way easier for a streaming setting. So let's go back to... Oh yeah, the mouse isn't working. Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go back to 102, and let's find out what we find at the Hunter's Grove.
It's still here, as always. Enormous, empty eye sockets start to watch you as soon as you descend into the moss-covered basin. The horns, as wide as a longship, are now a home for countless birds. Inside the vast skull lies a quiet, candle-lit shrine with several straw mattresses strewn about. The local hunters call this ancient skull the Stag Father, and lay charms and offerings around it. The legends say the Stag Father takes the dreamers away to join him on a great hunt.
Wow, this is really difficult to navigate without a mouse. But, alright, so we've got a couple of actions we can select from. We can either sleep in the shrine, dig through the offerings, deface the shrine and leave a message, or leave. Oh, actually, if you don't have the tracker, we have to select this option. So never mind, we are going to select that option.
A trail of blood and broken branches is not unusual in the sacred forest of the Great Hunter. You almost pass it without noticing. when an imprint of a bloodied hand on a white birch's bark catches your attention. This prey certainly wasn't an animal.
Well, we have to follow the trail, right? Come on. It'd be no fun if we didn't follow the trail. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we gained the tracker status. So let me mark that on the status sheet. Tracker. Alright. Oh, this doesn't have narration. Alright. A tangle-haired bow maiden lies hidden deep in the briars, clenching her pierced gut. It looks like the hunter became the prey. Judging by the bow maiden's hisses and curses, there is still some fight in her. You approach regardless. Her wound looks beyond your help. There's only one place that they can tend to injuries like this, the island Asylum off the coast to the south. But it's a long trek to save a bloodthirsty servant of the Stagfather. Place a time token on a dial and set it to 2. This dial will move with your character as long as you have the dial. Add +1 to the energy it costs to move. Alright, when the dial ticks down to 0, discard it. This will make the task impossible to achieve. You can also voluntarily discard the dial at any time. Alright, so we've got a wounded bow maiden that we are attempting to help. And she's got 2 days. Alright, exploration ends. And she's got 2 days until she succumbs to her injuries. So let's go ahead and mark that. Although it's going to take us extra energy to now move anywhere, which is really frustrating. Well, we got to get her to the island Asylum. I have a map of the island that I've been referencing. I don't know where I set it, but I definitely have one. I do know, however, because again, I've played this multiple times, the island Asylum is down here. So let's go ahead and head down that way. Let's go to Cuanacht first, because that's going to be the most direct path. And that cost us 2 energy to move, which is very frustrating, but that's how it works. If I become exhausted, I could get us all the way down to the Forlorn Swords, but there's the hint in the Cuanacht dream, so I think that that's probably what we're going to want to do. So let's spend the night in Cuanacht and find out what the dream in Cuanacht is. Alright, so we'll end the day there. I'm going to go ahead and rest, so I'll spend 1 food in order to heal up just a little bit, lose a terror. I'll go up to full energy, and then, let's see. Now it's just the dream. Alright. So, oh right, no mouse. Oh my gosh. I've had this issue with my laptop before, where the mouse stopped working, although I don't think it was this laptop. And I had to restart, and I am not doing that. So we're just going to suffer through, and it's going to be okay. Alright, let's go ahead and stop this narration before it starts. Because we're just here for the dream, not exploring or anything. Alright, let's see what the dream is.
In your restless sleep, a pale lady rises from the water, her eyes milky and her skin spoiled with rot. She whispers something into your ear. Her breath smells of sea salt, kelp, and rotten fish.
Ew.
You barely remember the words. There was something about 3 enigmas, one hidden under the Isle of the Dead, one clutched in the grasp of burned hands and arms, and one buried in a mist-covered mound. But what could it mean?
3 enigmas, one on the Isle of the Dead, one in the grasp of burnt hands and arms, and one buried in a mist-covered mound. Well, we know that it's hints towards the Menhir rites, because that was listed on our quest card. So we now know, probably, the location, 3 locations we can find the rites. Mist-covered mound, Charred Conclave just screams burned hands and arms. And then Isle of the Dead, we're going to an island asylum. That might be it. Well, let's get this girl to safety, and then we can figure out where to go get them in here right. It's the start of a new day. While the dream was playing, I decreased the time dials just to make it easy. We're now going to go ahead and reveal the next event card, which is a random event. Howling Gale. When resting, gain no hearts and lose no terror. So, that's not fun at all. So, tonight, when we sleep, we will not be able to heal up, and we will not be able to lose terror if we gain any. So let's hope that we don't take any wounds, and we don't, what was that? I think I just got a notification. Oh well. Let's hope that we don't take any wounds and gain any terror. Well, let's get this girl to the Island Asylum, because I've actually never successfully pulled this off before. So we will head south to the Forlorn Swords. Unfortunately, we do have to spend 2 energy to do so. And then we could explore. However, we don't have much energy, and I'd much rather get her safely to the island. So let's just go ahead and move 2 more to move over into the Island Asylum. So let me just grab that card real fast. Excellent. We'll go ahead and... Oh, I'm just now realizing we actually... There's no connection here. Oh. Okay, well, let's actually... Let's go back to the start of the day, because that's a dumb move if we do that, then. So we're in Cuanacht. We just woke up. None of that just happened. We will go ahead and go into the Charred Conclave instead, because that's the only way down to the Island Asylum. I've never noticed that. That's actually... Whoops. Alright, well, we're now in the Charred Conclave. When we enter the Charred Conclave, we have to draw a gray encounter. I'm pretty sure that we shuffled these. I'm just going to go ahead and pull one. So, we have to draw a gray encounter when we enter the Charred Conclave. We have drawn a Clansman. He's... Okay, what does... Let me check this real fast. So if we want, we don't have to play any cards, and then he will do an opportunity attack, which will be he will run away. So actually, I'm totally fine with just letting this guy run away from us. I don't really want to fight him, like, at all. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and not play any cards, and he will just go ahead and run away. Or we will run away. I don't really care which one. I mean, honestly, I'm just... Get away. Don't want to take any damage. Don't want to deal with it. Now let's go ahead and... okay, that actually took 2 energy to move into the Charred Conclave. Now let's go ahead and move south to the Island Asylum. Ta-da! Alright. So we've got her to the Island Asylum. I believe that in order for us to actually resolve this, we have to explore. Which is... kind of... So that's 2, yeah. Oh, God, the no mouse thing is just really freaking me out. So, let's go ahead and just become exhausted and explore so that we can get this girl to safety. So, exploring the Island Asylum.
The waves splash against the hull of the boat. A silent, hooded man slowly ferries you to a secluded island. Its dark willow grove overlooked on 3 sides by an ancient necropolis, carved into the side of the mountain. You know the sick are kept in deep, dark holds, yet you still feel uneasy stepping down onto the shore. Grim monks, the keepers of this place, inspect your body despite your objections. Only then do they agree to listen to you.
Alright. If you have the tracker dial, the tracker status and a dial representing the Bone Maiden. We do. I mean, took everything within our power to do that, but let's go ahead and... Come on. Oh, for... Okay, this whole no mouse thing, I cannot believe this. This was going to be flawless. It was going to be such a good playthrough, and now it's just being the worst. Alright. We have a tracker. Gah.
Bowmaiden reluctantly thanks you and hands you a small parting gift.
Aw, thank you. Each party gains 1 experience. Okay. Gain the Stagfather Charm secret card, which is card number 17, and discard the Bowmaiden. Okay. Secret card number 17. Nice. Well, there's 100 secret cards. There's actually more than 100 because some of them are duplicates. That's for all 3 campaigns. I really would like to do all 3 campaigns, and then the Red Death. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's a prologue. I think it's a afterword, an epilogue. That's the word I'm looking for. Ooh, all right. The Stagfather Charm. When you draw the Bowmaiden encounter, put it at the bottom of its deck and gain 1 food, and then continue with the game. So we're now basically immune from the Bowmaiden secret encounter, which is really nice. Awesome. Wow. Cool. All right. We're now exhausted at the Island Asylum, so I think it's time for us to go to bed. Why is the music not playing anymore? Am I crazy? Is the music not playing? As I said, issue prone. Gosh. But I'm hoping that at least the audio will be clear enough that this is able to be put up on YouTube. Alright, end of day. Let's go ahead and eat. Oh wait, did she give us a food? No, we got an experience. So, we eat a food, and we do not get to recover any hearts or terror, but we do get to go... Oh, we were exhausted though. So we only go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we only gain 4 energy, which is very disappointing. We could spend some experience. We now have 2 points in order to advance our decks, or to gain a point in an attribute pair. The nice thing, the reason I chose Arev for our playthrough is he's the most, in my mind, balanced of the starting characters, and that he has a bunch of starting attributes. I'm kind of thinking we should spend this experience in order to gain a spirituality, because then we'll have 1 of each and we can connect all the types. Although, maybe we'll save it. We'll save it. We'll figure it out later. Now, there is a dream at the Island Asylum, so let's go ahead and listen to that. And in the meantime, I will turn the time dials down for the start of the next day.
The waves splash against...
Okay. No mouse.
There are no real dreams in this place. The sleep is as cold and silent as the rocks of the island. Considering how much pain and death they've seen, perhaps that's a blessing?
Well, that was a waste of a dream. Alright, let's go ahead and go back. We're now in the Island Asylum. Let's resolve the event for the day. Beast on the prowl. All players whose characters are out of a settlement roll a die. We are out of a settlement. A settlement, I believe, is this green symbol here. Alright, so we roll a die. The player with the lowest roll immediately draws a green encounter. Okay, so it's just we draw a green encounter. That simple. Well, we're starting the day off with a green encounter. Pack of Strays. I was hoping it was going to be the Bowmaiden so we could use the Stagfather Charm, but nope. Alright, when a faraway village dies out, packs of stray dogs often become the last reminder of its existence. So it's a 5 health. We could simply gain 1 terror. Oh wait, but we can't. We wouldn't be running away then. Oh, what does horde mean? There's a lot to keep track of in this game. Just FYI. During step 3, enemy attack, the active character discards 2 combat cards from the top of their combat deck. Okay, that's not fun. Well, alright, it's the start of combat. I don't remember if I shuffled this, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it again. So they will run away if we get 4 wounds on them. But at that point, we might as well try to go for the 5th. But it's nice to know that we don't have to fully kill them in order to handle this situation. Alright, let's see. If we do a careful attack, we will do 2 wounds, which will mean we take 1 damage. Which honestly, I'm not super mad about. Let's do that. So I will give them 2 wounds, and then because it was a careful attack, it's going to prevent one of the damage they would do me, so I only lose 1 health. Which isn't fun, I'm not denying that, but I mean, the card happened, you know, it's just got to be resolved. So it's now their turn. No, wait, they just went. That was their turn. Oh, and then because they're a horde, I have to discard the top 2 cards of my combat deck. And then it's the beginning of my turn. I get to draw a card. All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead and just hit them where it hurts and do a surprise attack, which it'll just kill them, which gains me a food, which is very nice. I think taking 1 damage to gain a food, that was a fine encounter. And the pack of strays, I mean, I don't feel good about killing dogs, but these are like wild dogs. These are like wolves, basically. So really, you know, they're not, you know. Gotta be careful, because if you kill a dog, people get really mad. But these weren't dogs. They were a pack of stray wolves. Thanks, game. You're gonna get me canceled. All right. Well, in the dream at Cuanacht, it said that the island Asylum was one of the places we could find the Minhir rights. I think that we should probably just stick with that. Go ahead and explore the island. So let's go ahead and do an exploration of 109. We've already listened to that, so let's go ahead and just ignore that. If you have secret card 66, we do not. If you have the tracker, nope, we already did that. Alright, so we can either hire ourselves as an assistant, tour the island's monuments, seek into the forbidden depths of the asylum, or leave. I'm thinking, alright, so monuments, right? Minhirs are kind of monuments. There might be something there. Let's try that option.
You take a walk along the shore of the island. Soon you lose sight of the mainland and enter a narrow beach in the shade of a tall cliff. You've come to the furthest point of the known world. Before you stretches the silent ocean humans crossed 400 years ago, running from the Red Death. There's a stone here, its inscription almost entirely washed away by the wind. Astonished, you discover the writing claims this was the place where Arthur, the first king, came ashore with his followers. The relief depicts this very scene. You look at the retinue of knights and advisors around Arthur and suddenly feel like the butt of an elaborate joke. The person to the right of the king looks almost exactly like you. The discovery is so unsettling, you fail to hear a group of bandaged asylum inhabitants sneaking up on you.
Huh. So the person to the right of the king looks just like us. Interesting. Although I'm irritated that we're about to get attacked. Draw a Vagabond Grey encounter. If you win, draw the Weird Claimed Grey encounter. If you have lost at least 1 battle or escape, select this option. If you win both encounters or the enemy ran away, select that option. Okay, well, that's a lot of encounters. We got to do a Vagabond Grey encounter. Well, here's a weird claim, just in case we need it. Vagabond. Okay. Okay. Well, that'll just set aside. A Vagabond Grey encounter. Alright, so if we do 4 damages, so we can run away with the opportunity attack, but we could get a craftable item as our loot, and I kind of want items, so I think that it's a good idea to simply kill this guy. Although apparently he's fast, which I don't know what that means. Come here. Oh, man. Fast. Players can play a maximum of 2 combat cards. Alright. Well, luckily, my deck is not nearly optimized enough to pull off any chain longer than that. The music isn't playing again. Well, that's irritating. Alright, well, I'll just try to keep you guys entertained. I'm sorry about the lack of background music. If I remember, which I won't, but if I remember, I'll try to edit in some background music right now. Alright, we can reposition. If you escape from combat, ignore the opportunity attack. Nah, that's dumb. We can gather our thoughts. Also dumb. But we could surprise attack, which would do 3 damage. And he would then do 2 damage against us, which I don't like very much. But I would get to draw a card, and I could then also play a reposition. Or, actually I couldn't play Gather Thoughts, but I could play reposition, even if the card I draw isn't very good. So let's go ahead and do that. So we do 3 damage to the guy. And because he's fast, we can only play 1 more card. Hopefully, it's a good one. And of course it's not. Dang it. Alright, well, we will play reposition. If you escape from combat, ignore the opportunity attack. But I don't want to run away. I want to hit him. So, unfortunately, we do lose 1 of these. And we take 2 damage. Wow, I do not want to take the 2 damage. Wow. That is awful. 2 damage is going to almost kill me. Like, that's really, really bad. And I have to face another thing coming up here. I honestly might just want to take the opportunity and just run away. I just feel like it's going to be such a terrible option if I run away, you know? Because it's literally like if you fail, then run away. There's no better option here, I don't see. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. Alright, well, I think we're just going to run away so that we don't have to take those 2 damage, because I do not want to do that at all. At all. Even the loot isn't even worth that. Alright. Put those at the bottom of the gray encounter deck. Go ahead and discard these. Well, we had to run away, so we lost the 1 battle or escaped. The wounds you've suffered show signs of infection. Gain the secret card 66. See, that's what I was trying to avoid. I knew that they were going to do that to me. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. Knew they were going to give it to me. Like, I've never had that option before. I figured based off of how I've experienced this island before, they're basically handing out the Red Death everywhere. Alright, well now I have the red sign, so now it looks like I've got the Red Death. Exploration then ends. Yay! And now the music's back. Or is it? No, it's not. Why is it like this? Honestly, every technical problem that I didn't test for is now going wrong. Like, why is my mouse not working? Alright, well... So here's the thing. I know that the red sign, once I try to go to the island, they're just going to capture me and lock me up. And I don't really want to do that. I don't want to deal with it. It sounds like a really bad time. So I'm going to go ahead and instead head north to the Charred Conclave, because that would just not be a fun time. Well, I entered an area, so I now have to draw a gray encounter. But luckily, it's a traveling merchant. His grim bodyguards eye your every move, Draw 3 random items. Alright. You may buy any craftable item from this pile for 1 wealth, and any other item for 2 wealth, while I currently only have 1 wealth. The only craftable one is an adventurer kit, which is disappointing because a horse would be very nice. Very, very nice. But, alas, I do not have the wealth for it. So do I want to buy the adventurer kit? That's the real question now. I can ignore the effects of heavy rainfall and unnatural chill. Not howling gale, though. But unnatural rain and heavy rainfall has really ruined my day before. So I think it's actually going to be... I think it'll be worth it. Let's do it. Let's buy it. Thank you, traveling merchant. You've been most helpful. Alright. We're now at the Charred Conclave. Let's go ahead and explore, right? We've got 1 energy left. We're going to be here. So, might as well explore. So, Charred Conclave time. 104. 1, 0. I wonder if I can just type. If I type 4? Nope. Disappointing. 4. Alright, 104. Beautiful.
It doesn't take long to find it. You just have to follow your nose. The remnants of an enormous wicker man kneel at the bottom of a small vale. You were here when it was set alight, years ago. The day was wet. The wicker man smoldered, but didn't burn. Its victims, dozens of tightly packed druids, are still inside. Their melted faces and charred beards pressed against the bars and looking toward the grey, silent scars. Barely audible, ceaseless whispers seem to fill the air.
Alright, so a big burned wicker man full of whispering druid corpses. So we can either stay a while and listen, or dig through the remains. Just stay a while and listen. Because these are dead druids. They might know the druidic secret of the Minhir rites.
You stand there for a while, pondering whether this massacre was justified. The druids were blamed for the return of the Red Death, but without them, the plague kept on, while the Menhirs weakened. The whispers in the wind become louder with every minute. There's still some form of life left in the burnt-out husks. You wonder what knowledge or madness they can bestow.
Alright. Well, let's learn from... Pay 1 Alright, well, we gotta pay an energy, and so we are now exhausted.
The lipless mouths sneer at you. The melted fingers seem to beckon and call you. An angry whisper grows like the sound of the sea. Finally, you realize they want you to come inside. To step behind the charred bars, where their black arms and melted fingers may close around you, into a place where your life should have ended with theirs.
Well, let's go inside. Right? Requires maggot or at least 1 spirituality. Oh, well, never mind. Let's not go inside. Let's instead put our ears to the bars and gather what we can.
After a while, you learn to distinguish singular voices in the maddening cacophony of whispers. Several threaten you or throw curses for what your kin have done to the druids.
Rude.
Some cry out in agonizing pain.
I guess we did kill them.
One describes a secret invocation and a forgotten ritual.
Ooh, is this it? Is this it? We can do it? If you have at least 3 magic. I do not have any. I do not have 3 magic. Each party member gains 1 magic, and then if you have at least 1 empathy, gain 1 terror. Well, and then exploration ends. Alright, well. So I guess we need spirituality. But we do have the experience to get that tonight, and we're exhausted. So I think it's time to end the day. Go ahead and eat a food, gaining 1 health, losing 1 terror, And then I'm exhausted, so I only get 5 energy, which is just wonderful. Whatever. I'm going to go ahead and spend my experience to gain a spirituality, considering we apparently need that. And then there is a dream icon here. So let's go ahead and resolve that dream.
It doesn't.
Stop that. All right. There we
In
go.
your dream, you flee from a rolling wave of darkness slowly consuming the land behind you. You try to pick your paths carefully, making sure to gather ample provisions along the way and to rekindle any menhirs you find. After a while, the wave catches up with you and swallows you whole. You come back to the start of the dream. This time you flee as fast as your legs can carry you. But hunger, dead ends, and the beasts of this land quickly end your life.
Well, that's just telling us we got to go fast, but, you know, still be careful. Which, thanks, yeah. It's a survival game, I know. Alright, cool. So, that was the dream. Let's go ahead and... Actually, let's leave that open, because we're probably just going to explore now that we have the spirituality, right? So I moved down the Minhir dial. We have 4 days left until the end of the ages, the end of the world. So let's go ahead and resolve. Our first travel costs 1 less today, because we've got some good weather. So that's really nice. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let us... All right. Let us explore the Charred Conclave again, right? Let's go get those Minhir rights. Let's go find it in those burned arms. Alright, I'm not going to play the narration again just because y'all have already heard it. Alright. And then we're going to go ahead and stay a while and listen. We will learn from the Conclave. Oi. Alright. Oh yeah, I forgot we have to pay an energy. Alright, well, we'll pay an energy. Great. Alright, and now we'll go inside. And we have an spirituality, because we spent last night training our spirituality with some experience. So we can accept that. Come on. Jeez, the mouse is bad.
You break some of the bars open and step inside, choking on the foul smell. Closer, a voice in your head says. You lie between the charred carcasses and feel their arms wrap around you. Closer, the voice repeats, as hands begin to pull you in.
Alright, I guess we lie still, but I don't like that it feels like it's gonna eat me. If you have the Charred Knowledge status... I do not have the Charred Knowledge status. Okay. I do not have it. Each party member... Aw. Dude, that's not nice. I guess we should have broken free.
Deformed fingers dig into your skin. Bodies push from all sides, nearly crushing your ribs. Charred lips whisper into your ears. The pain is immense, but after a while, you understand. They're not looking to punish you. They want to pass on the knowledge lost with them.
Well, we did it. We found them in here rights. When you finish a quest, make sure you follow the instructions on the success section of your quest card. Okay. Okay, cool. The quest card is here. So, earn a Minhir Rights secret card in order to do so. Oh, success. As soon as you have the Minhir Rights card, resolve Chapter 1, Part 5. Okay, well, let's see what this says. Okay. Loses 1 heart again? Gosh dang it, you guys. Stop hitting me. Gains an experience. Gains Secret Card 11 and the Charred Knowledge status. Okay. Secret Card number 11. 11. There we are. Menhir writes. Alright, so now we can discard these random events. Just go ahead and put that there. Discard chapter 3 and chapter 4. And now we have a new active quest. The journey begins. Despite your best efforts to learn and perform the ancient rite, the Menhir in your town seems beyond your help. Disheartened, you realize your only hope is to try to enable one of the 2 statues from the nearby locations. Activate a Menhir in one of the following locations: the Four Dweller Mounds 106 or Whitening 107. Success. When you activate one of these Menhirs, resolve Chapter 1, Part 6 of the event deck and discard this card. Okay, so 106 or 107, we can put Menhirs there. Cool. Well, we should probably travel up there, shouldn't we? Because, you know. Or we can go back to Cuanacht. We've got 4 days. Well, I don't really want to... Oh, whoops. Forgot. I noticed that the music wasn't playing. Why does the music do this? Come on. Come on. Wow. I cannot believe this technical situation here. This is ridiculous. Okay, really? So that worked?
It doesn't take long
Yeah,
to
okay.
find it.
Okay, thank you.
You just have to follow your
Stop
nose.
that.
The remnants of an enormous wicker man kneel at the bottom of
Why?
the trail.
Please. Please. Just turn the music back on. Why? Alright. Music's done. Music's on. Ugh. Well, I guess we can go up to the Whitening, right? That's not fun. We're going to have to draw a blue encounter when we enter this location. We may have to just run away, honestly, because I don't... Oh, it's a negotiation. Okay. Well, this is a diplomatic encounter, which is the first one that we've had. I'm definitely going to want to get like a document camera or something so you can actually see these. So, in Tainted Grail, there are 2 types of encounters. There are combat encounters, and there are diplomacy encounters. Diplomacy encounters, you're attempting to convince people to your side, whereas with... what is it called? With combat encounters, you're just trying to kill them. So... Diplomacy uses the empathy, caution, and spirituality stats rather than the aggression, courage, and practicality stats. And it has a totally different deck of cards. Jeez, okay. Well, this is a relatively easy one, it looks like. We have to get 3 successes. I'm trying to see where we will want to connect things, however, because it sure does look like... Alright, so if we... I kind of want to... Okay, well, but then we have to spend a magic. Alright, so we can either go ahead and just get 1 increase and an... Oh, not even an extra card because we don't have 2 empathy. If we do 1 increase, they're just going to push it down by... Actually, we'll do... Wow, that's really not good. This is not a... Okay, it's fine. I think this is going to be fine. So, we're going to go ahead and play False Promise. That will only give us... It'll push the block up by 1. We need 2 more successes then in order to succeed. However, as a response to us, they're going to push the cube down by 2, which is really frustrating. Really frustrating. It cannot end in the red or else we fail. We have to get it all the way to the top of the green. So, I think that instead, we're going to go ahead and now... Okay, so we do get to draw a card. Let's see what we gained. Decent. Decent. But not optimal, that's for sure. Well, let's just go ahead and just win the encounter. Because that's going to be easiest. We're going to go ahead and play Empathize, which will give us 1 push up. Oh, it's not going to win us the encounter. Oh, that's... okay, never mind. That's actually really bad. Because they pushed us down too far. That's not good. Oh, well, we can stall for time. Perfect, okay. So we'll go ahead and play Eye for Detail, which will push us up 2, putting us into the green. And then, if we don't play anything, we get to draw a card. That's fine. We need to stall for time. So let's stall for time, which will allow us to ignore the opponent's response, so it won't push us down. Then, the opponent will... I mean, this card, Stall for Time, will get discarded, however, which is disappointing. But at the beginning of our turn, we do get to draw another card. Huh. We could use Bizarre Methods in order to just absolutely dominate, but we don't need to. Or maybe we do. No, we don't. Because we can Empathize, pushing up by 2, and winning us the encounter. And our reward is to gain 1 energy, which is actually really nice. Thank you, Curfew. Alright. I actually prefer the combat system to the diplomacy system in this game quite a bit. The diplomacy system's fine, but the combat system is just so much easier to grasp, and I would have just preferred that maybe they put the 2 into, like they just combined the 2. I don't know. I'm not going to try to design the game, but I'm not a huge fan of the diplomacy encounters. Alright, well, we're in the Whitening now, and we have 2 energy. Well, functionally 1 energy. We could pay 1 food to gain a wealth, or we could just explore. I'm kind of thinking, hold on, what does this red symbol on the Whitening mean? Because it looks like... Oh, it's an unfriendly settlement. Oh, dear. Well, interesting. We should probably... Well, we have no wealth, and we have a lot of food. So let's go ahead and break our food and get a wealth. Because why not, right? It makes the most sense. And then that costs 1 energy. And let's just go ahead and go to bed for the night. Call it a day. There is a dream in Whitening. Hopefully my mouse will allow me to click on the letters and the numbers necessary to actually hear that dream. Jeez. Alright. Cool. Before we do that, though, I'll go ahead and eat 1 food to gain a health, lose a terror, and go up to 5. I probably could have just become exhausted, honestly. It wouldn't have made any difference. Oh well, I mean, we can't fudge it that much. Should have been paying attention. Okay, and then let's see. Okay, yep, and then let's go ahead and read the dream.
The hole is here.
Okay, stop.
As always.
It's just the dream.
Your dream of home is understandable, considering for the first time in your life you've wandered so far from it. But why is everyone talking and walking backward?
I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that. Okay, well, cool. Oh, it's now a new day. We have 3 days left until our min here in Cuanacht goes dark. I don't know how to resolve events if there's no events on the event card. Maybe it's on this? No, it's not. So, I suppose we will just skip the resolve event bit. I suppose that makes the most sense, right? Alright, we have 1 wealth, 3 food, 2 reputation, 1 experience, 2 magic. I just know activating Minhere's costs stuff, so I'm trying to remember what whitening it costs. But we might as well just explore and find out, right? Alright, so we actually, I don't even think we need to explore. I think we can literally just... Hold on, it's on the reference card. I think activating a Minhere... Inspect Minhere. You may perform at this location for 0 cost. So actually, we can just go ahead and check it out. Let's just find out how much that Minhere costs. Shall we? Alright, it would cost us 3 energy. Wow. Okay, 3 energy, 1 heart, 1 wealth, and 1 magic. But, because it costs us an additional magic, it would cost 2 magic. Awesome. That is a lot. That costs a lot. Maybe we should just try the Four Dweller Mound one. We have the time. And we could go through the Hunter's Grove and gather some food. I think I prefer that, honestly. Alright, let's go to the Four Dweller Mounds and do that one. So, go ahead and travel. We could spend 2 energy to gather 2 food, but we'd have to do a green encounter, and I'm kind of low on health. I kind of want food. I don't really want to do the green encounter, though. Man, this is difficult. Alright, so if I do the 2... Nah, let's just travel. Let's just head along. Go check out the Four Dweller Mounds. Four Dweller Mounds, welcome, welcome. And let's go ahead and... 106. Alright, 106. Oh. Stupid mouse. 106. Alright. And we're not exploring or anything. We're just checking the Minhere. Alright, the Minhere requires 1 energy, 1 heart, 2 wealth, and 1 food. We only have 1 wealth, but that definitely seems less steep than the other one, because that would only cost us 1 magic. Because I always have to pay at least 1 magic. So I think we're going to definitely activate the Minhere over here. We could gain a wealth by doing a treasure hunt. Let's do that. I mean, it exhausts us, but who cares? We're already there. We don't need to do much more. So we do a treasure hunt, gain 1 terror, 1 wealth, and roll a dice. Okay. On a result is 6, read verse 4. Result of 2. Afraid not. No dice. Well, 1 dice, but you know. Alright. We did our treasure hunt. We've now got enough to activate the Minhere, but... you know, it's end of day, we're exhausted. I don't really want to go all the way down to 0 for no reason. So we will just go ahead and end the day, eat a food to gain all that. And we are getting low on food. Luckily, we're right near the Hunter's Grove, and we can get some food that way. I did all of that. Alright, it's now the dream. So we will read the dream of the Four Dweller Mounds. There are no dreams in this place. The sleep is as cold and silent as the mounds themselves. Alright. Pretty good. Pretty good. Come on. I will have this fixed by next episode, I promise. I think it's literally just a restart. Alright. Well, here we are at the Four Dweller Mounds. I think it's time to activate the Minhere. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, wait. Oh, that was just the dream. So actually this needs to tick down. We now have 2 days left. Again, I don't know how events work. So we'll just go ahead and activate the Minhere. Pay 1 energy, 1 health. Irritating. 2 wealth? Yep, 2 wealth, 1 food. Oh, jeez, we need food. And then I always have to pay 1 magic. And then I get a min here. And I can put... And then it gets to be 8 days on that min here. Ta-da! Alright, we've activated a min here. So we now get to resolve Chapter 1, Part 6. Congratulations, you've completed your first chapter of the Fall of Avalon campaign. Each character gains 2 experience and 1 magic. And we get a free combat deck advancement. Discard your event deck. Okay, cool. That's the end. That's the end of that, folks. I've got a couple of energy left. Should I just... Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll spend that last 2 just to forage to gain a food. Just so that beginning of next episode, I've got enough for not death. And just like that, that was Chapter 1 of the Fall of Avalon campaign. I hope that you enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one. I think it was my smoothest playthrough, despite the fact that the mouse didn't work and the sound kept cutting out. Yeah, so join me next time on my continued adventures through Avalon. I'd like to do 1 a week, but maybe more common, less common. I'm not sure. I'll have to get a feel for the game and how long the chapters go. What else? I feel like there's more bookkeeping to be done. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments, your thoughts, your feelings, your loud emotional outbursts in the comments down below, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers!